Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how you can set up external players and use those. And that way if we tell you to switch players to fix a problem, you'll understand what we mean and have it already set up to do that. So if we come up here to the gear icon for settings, click to go into that. If you come down here to external players, this is where it allows you to add players to the app. Now it's important to note that you first have to have the players downloaded onto your device already for them to be able to be added to the app. Now if you don't already have these players, they are available in our file link store, so you can download them through the file link store if you use that install method for our app. Or the VLC is actually available directly from the Fire Stick. If you go to the search icon, start typing in VLC player, it'll pop up. You can download it and install it onto your Fire Stick. So once you have either of these or both of these installed on your Fire Stick, you can come into here, click the external players, click the add player, and we're going to go ahead and add the VLC. We'll verify that we want to add it, and now VLC is added. And if we wanted to add the MX player, we could add it as well. VLC is typically the one that we use the most for other things to solve problems. Now we'll back out of this. Now one thing you can do is go to player selection, and in player selection it allows you to set which player it uses by default for the different things. So typically the only thing we change is movies. VLC typically works better with movies, and the built-in native player typically works better with live TV. So we typically just change the movies to always using VLC and leave everything else the same. So we'll go ahead and back out of that. And then in here in player settings, usually the native decoder works best with the live TV for the built-in player, so we leave it on native. Occasionally switching to hardware may work a little bit better, may not, may make it worse. So depending, we usually leave it on native, but you'll notice sometimes when you bring up the settings while you're watching TV, you'll see a HW, and if you click on that to highlight it, that switches it to the hardware decoder. So once you have it set up on native, go ahead and save the changes, and then we'll go ahead and back out of this. So now you have it all set up. So we'll go into live TV. I'm going to mute my TV here. Now if you're having an issue with a program playing with the built-in player, if it's kind of slow or stuttery, or if the sound doesn't match up with the video, from this view here from the listing, if you press and hold in the select button, a new menu will pop up, and you can see there lists VLC and MX player. By clicking one of these, it will play that channel using that player instead of the built-in player. And you can see if we press down on the remote, it brings up the menu, and this is what the VLC menu looks like. And you can hit the menu there and see the different options available. You can see there is an audio delay, so if it's out of sync still, by switching to VLC, you can manually adjust the audio to match the video with VLC. Now if we come in here to a channel, we press down, you can see this is the built-in player, and here's the settings available for it. Now by default, we just set up the movies to use VLC. So you'll see if we go into a movie and play a movie, that it's going to use the VLC to play the movie. We press down to bring up the menu, and you can see it's the VLC playing it, which is typically better for movies anyway. So that's how you can set up the external players, add them to the app, and then how you can also switch between the different players if you're having an issue with the built-in player or an issue with maybe some stuttering or slowness or out of sync audio.